All right, people. Here's what we're looking at today. Hit like and subscribe if you like this stuff. I do these videos. My channel's growing. Starting to make a few shekels. Not going to be rich anytime soon, but and also leave comments because I guess that helps promote the video more so than just subscriptions and stuff. If you actually leave a comment and people discuss things, then it gets bumped up in the algorithms and stuff. So that's definitely a benefit to my channel. So, all right. So what are we looking at today? This knife came out of nowhere. I happened to see it on Amazon and then did a little research. Never heard of it. And Amazon's got a lot of cheap Chinese stuff on it, okay? And I know people go, oh, it's made in China. Whatever. A lot of good stuff's made in China, including this iPhone 13 Pro that I'm recording this on. So not everything coming out of China is junk. I've got other blades that have come out of China, the Kaisers and stuff like that, with micarta and good steel and stuff, and they're good knives. So, what is this one? This is made by a company called Kubey. Never heard of them. Cool logo. Made in China. And this model is their KB237A. I forget what the name is. There's a name for it. But in any case, it is D2 steel in G10. So let's take a look at this real quick. All right, comes with just a simple box, wrapper, desiccant, and a card. Don't eat the desiccant, you crazy kids. And so what we've got is a flipper. This is a Tonto style blade. It has ball bearing pivot. Very nice machined pivots. I think it's a T8 and then T6s or something like that for taking it apart and disassembly. You've got flush mounted or actually recessed stainless steel liners. So this is G10 over stainless steel. The stainless steel, if you can see up in there, is milled out. So this knife is very light. It's got a D2 steel with a nice fuller, very nicely machined. Try to get a little zoom in there. This is a really nice blade shape. I'm kind of digging this. It's got sort of a bead blast finish, which I'm digging. You can get it in, I think, a couple different handle colors as well as blade finishes. You can get the DLC, the black coating, and stuff like that. It is got just a nice deep carry pocket clip. I don't know that it's reversible. It might be, but I'm not sure. It doesn't look like there's a channel cut into the G10 for that. So you might be able to reverse that. I haven't checked on that. I have seen someone disassemble it, actually. Did I see someone disassemble this one? Not sure. Lockup's good, nice and tight. Blade centering, pretty good. Not bad at all. And let's see the action, very good. You can open it with the fuller, I guess, if you want, but it's a flipper. It's designed to be flicked. And when you do that, it's actually got some jimping there. It's at just the right angle. It gets a little bit of grip, but it's not abrasive in any way. So if you like, if you're one that likes to sit here and fidget with that kind of stuff, you can do that all day. It's not going to hurt your finger. It's got some jimping there on the lock bar. So you get some nice, easy grip on that. Like I said, these are ball bearing, I believe. I want to be sure on that. I'm looking at that. I'm almost positive those are ball bearing. Yeah, I can see the ball bearing down there. So that's ball bearing pivots. Now these go for $48. It's D2 tool steel. I like that Tonto. That's a very nice fine point. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Come on. Come on, iPhone 13. I don't know if it focuses or not. Try to focus on a point like that. There's only so much we can do, but maybe if I move it down a little further. So yeah, anyway, nice fine point, very, very stabby. Nice that chisel if you had to do any kind of scraping or any kind of cutting like that. But you've got some belly. You do have some belly on that. So this should be a pretty good slicer. Let's see, do I have a slice of paper? Let's see. Let's see what we got. Sharpness. Oh, yeah. Push test. Not quite for a push test. Yeah, the paper is curling a little bit for that, but, well, actually, it depends on where it is on the blade. Out of the box, it's pretty sharp. It certainly feels sharp. But size comparison, let's compare it to some other knives here, get a little more in depth, and then wrap this up. Got your PM2, Benchmade Freak, whoop, and a Lion Steel Rock. So fits right in with those sides. I consider that kind of a mid-sized knife. It's right on par with these guys here. A little bit smaller than the Freak. The blade itself, if we start here, we're looking at a cutting edge of a solid 3 inches. The blade length itself is about 3.3. Overall, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches. Yeah, I mean, that's a good mid-sized pocket knife. No blade play because of the ball bearings. You don't have to leave a little slack in there for smooth operation. You don't want to over-torque the hell out of them, but you can tighten those right down. You got no blade play front and back, left to right. That is solid. It's good, thick blade steel. Right on par with something like the Paramilitary 2, although it carries that thickness out towards the end, so it's a little less flexy than that one. But right up there, same, maybe a little less than the Rock. The Rock is M390 and a little bit thicker. The Freak, this is M4 steel, and the M4 is actually a little bit thinner, but the blade's a little longer. That's a great blade. So, do I like it? Yeah, I think when you look in here, the machining is all done really, really well. The edges are radius nice. There's no sharp edges. Now, if you were to try to use this as a striker to start a fire, you might have a little bit of trouble because you don't have that hard edge the way you do on some of these other ones. But it certainly makes a knife more comfortable to use. I mean, they chamfered it just slightly to take that burr off the edge. The jimping here is enough to work, but not, and you got that little thumb ramp right there, without it being abrasive. So good job there. I also like that you have, it's not a, do I have any knives here with a fuller on them? No. I'm sorry, not a fuller. This has the fuller, the finger choil. But it does have, you can get that first knuckle in there. I mean, if you choke up on it this way, then you start to rotate your finger kind of into that edge. But if you're holding it here and bracing your thumb on that ramp, you actually can comfortably get your finger in there, that first knuckle. You can get that in there to do some finer cuts. That is nice. Everything about it is nice. I mean, it comes out of China, and I know people say, oh, China, but it's a nice knife. It's a nice pocket clip. It's got a nice bead blast finish. The handle's very ergonomic. You've got all these edges are radiused on the G10, which is nice to see. It's got that little bit of arch that just follows your hand. I've got big hands, and my hand fits on that really well. I can choke up on it and use it. I can close it easy. The detent is a little on the lighter side, so you can flick it. If you flick it hard, you can get it to open. So I'd say that's a little on the light side. Some people like a really hard detent, but then it makes it harder to use your thumb or, you know. But it flicks open really nice. If I had to unlock it, I can get it to close fairly easily. Just kind of one shake and it slams shut. So it's a nice action, and it's brand new. I just took it out of the box, so it's going to break in over time. But that's a really nice little knife. I think that's a good value for 50 bucks. And that's the difference here. You know, when you look at like $50 Gerbers, they're shit. You know, those knives are made in China, but they're American companies who used to make quality knives, and then they outsource to China to save money, and they don't do as well in the quality control. They use much lesser steels, and it shows. When you pick up a $50 Gerber or some of the lower level Columbia River knives and stuff, you feel like you're holding a $48 knife. When you go to Kaiser, when you go to this company, when you go to CJRB, which is a division of artisan cutlery, when you go to Civivi, which is a division, the value division of We Knife Company, you know, Artisan and We and some of these, you want to buy a $600 knife out of China, you can. And it's on par with a $1,000 knife made in the US. I mean, it is a top-notch knife. You're saving on labor, but you're getting really nice work. You're getting amazing materials. You're getting really it's a quality knife. And I know a lot of people are just anti-China. I get it. But, like I said, the people that are going to respond to this video, and there will be some, are going to be, complaining about, buying something from China and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, you're probably doing that from, you're replying to me from a device that was made in China or has half the parts in it made in China. So I'm just not going to worry about that. If they make good quality, I don't care where it's from. I have nothing against the Chinese people. Chinese people are good people. The government, the Chinese Communist government, yeah, they're schmucks. But the people that live there and the people here in the States that are selling these things and transporting them, the reality is things coming out of China, it's just a way of life. They have the manufacturing capabilities, and so many companies, so many of the things that you buy and you have right now in your hand or in your pocket came from China, that it's just, I'm over it. If the quality is good, I don't really care, what country of origin it's from. And it is good. When you look at a lot of those knives that are made and designed in China, these are not gas station quality knives. These are actual nice knives. If this knife was made here in the States by Gerber or one of the U.S. knife companies, if this was U.S. made with D2 steel, hopefully it's not made out of stool, D2 steel, G10 and things like that, nice machine pivots and all that kind of stuff. If that was made here in the States, this would easily be a $100 knife, easily. But you buy it from Amazon and you get it for $50, These knives, 180, 150, 230, I think. One's made in Italy. These ones might be U.S. made. But, you're going to pay that extra bit for American made. And I'm fine. I believe in that kind of stuff. I have the American made knives. But I'm a sucker for a good knife. And for under $50, for a nice D2 blade, really nice shape, very ergonomic, feels sturdy, that's a good knife, regardless of where it's made. So I'm going to look at this company, Kubey. I don't know if they're a division of somebody else. And that's what often happens is, you get your artisan cutlery. You want a $400 knife or whatever. You can buy a really nice knives from some of these Chinese company. We Knife Company, same thing. There's another one, not artisan. There's another one I'm forgetting the name of that just makes amazing looking stuff. I mean, they've got some brilliant designers, brilliant machining and materials. The knives are like custom level knives that are, I say mass produced, but in lower quantities. And they're absolutely phenomenal. And then a lot of them realize, well, that's going to address some of the market, but you're going to want to have a smaller, knives that you're going to actually afford to, most people to buy and carry in their pocket and use, and not be like, I'm afraid of messing up my $600 custom. So they come up with these value lines, but they use a lot of their similar manufacturing processes, and they end up making a really good knife. So I never heard of it. The label certainly doesn't impress, because everyone's going to go, what the fuck is a Kubey? That's a good knife. So anyway, check them out.